Hello everyone and welcome to the Art of Teaching Art. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own mark making drawing from a photograph. So I've got this photograph here to work from and I've already pre-drawn out the bridge ready to start the piece. Now previously we've looked at mark making inspired by Vincent Van Gogh, copied sections of Vincent Van Gogh's pictures and then created our own tracing paper drawing working on top of a photograph. So we've explored mark making. We're going to use all of this in our piece. So first step is to draw out the bridge and then think about the mark making that I'm going to use. So I've got larger sections of leaves here, so I need to think about what marks I could use to represent the leaves, and then some other textures and areas of darkness as well as grass and trees dotted around. So first of all, I'm going to sketch out the different sections using pencil, and then I'm going to fill in using pencil and pen to create the different tones. So let's get started. So first up, I'm just sketching out the different areas and general shapes that I can see in the photograph. So just working on the different sections, just putting the general shapes in. Once I've done that, I can then decide what marks to use. So I'm doing the simplest marks first and doing the grass with just a little dashed mark in pencil, and then filling in the bushes behind it with a curvy type mark, because I think that that's kind of what the texture of the bush looks like. I'm then working with the pen to just add a little bit of shadow, so I'm going over the curves that I've added to create that level of darkness there. So I'm referencing this sheet so I can copy some of the marks to use them for the bush that's just in the foreground of the photograph, and I'm using a kind of leaf shape to fill in. Now it's not a perfect leaf shape, it's got some scribbly bits in it, but it just builds up that texture. Now working on the background, so I'm doing some more kind of swirly lines in the background to build up the texture of the trees back there. I really like this texture and design. It shows that something's further back, but it also adds a nice range of details as well. So just working and adding in the bridge. So I'm doing the bridge in pen so it really stands out, and adding just vertical and horizontal lines to give it a little bit of texture rather than adding realistic brickwork and things like that. So just doing the last few bits of the bridge freehand to add that bit of detail. Now continuing with the mark making for the background, so using the pen to add some darker tones, and then working again from the photograph to build up some of the other details. So where I've noticed that it's darker on the photograph, I'm using the pen to add darker marks, and then where it's lighter, I'm using the pencil to add lighter marks to just build up the detail of the whole piece. And I'm just using squiggly lines across the bushes to create that texture, and finishing off the wavy lines in the background. So I've got a whole mixture of different lines that I've used to create the piece. So just adding a few more details to some of the areas, so some darkness to the swirly lines and a bit more texture in that blank area there. And then I'm going to move on to the front of the artwork, the foreground. So here I'm drawing lines and actually drawing more detail in the leaves. This is one of the marks that was on the other sheet, and I'm just drawing kind of a straight line with leaf kind of shapes coming off of it, and that creates the detail in the foreground of the picture, so the front of the picture. Then behind it I'm just adding dashed lines to just fill it in so it's not so much of the paper showing through. This just finishes off the artwork, adding that close-up detail leaf effect at the front. And then just finally adding some swirls to the sky to just finish off where the cloud is. So there we are, my completed mark making landscape drawing inspired by Vincent Van Gogh. I really like the combination of the pen and the pencil. I think that adds a kind of depth to the image, and I like the range of marks that I was able to achieve to replicate the different textures that I can see in this photograph. Thank you so much for watching and have a really great day.